Wae, ka katzininok, ka kachamamok, katzinonik, ka kasilanik, ka kalolinik, katolona, puch u bakach. A stillness, a murmur. Below, just rippling waters to the world's edges. Above, just a dark pall, a constant night. This wasn't enough. The creators therefore assembled in council. They came together in pairs. They will be the first to speak, and they will join the first words to start the dawn of creation. The first word is earth, and from this word arose the earth, rising and clumping together into masses from a settling froth. Like weaving upon a loom, the creators divided this new world into its portions. They raised the firmament with an X-frame and bent its corners down to the edges of the sea. The one continent would float in this cosmic pool like a great alligator. Mountains, lakes, and forests rose from the surface of its firm back. The creators wanted praise for their great work, so they would make a race to give them glory and worship. And so they began with animals. Now may they speak our names in prayer. Thus came the chatter of creatures that chirped and squawked, yet refused to speak the sacred names of their makers. This generation was flawed and incompetent, so the creators left the animals to wander the earth and devour one another. They must make a new race to receive their due worship. The creators formed a man out of mud and entreated it to move, to speak, to pray. Yet it could do none of these things. It was a mindless, sluggish lump, bereft of all articulation. It was also flawed and doomed to destruction. The creators brought a rain that melted it back into the earth from which it was made. Before their third trial, the creators used oracles of maize grains and tzite beans to divine a more correct means to mankind. They then carved and crafted a race from wood. Lighter, more mobile, and more eloquent than the previous efforts, the wood people proliferated, a social and technological humanity. But they, too, were flawed, for they would not remember those who had made them. Neither blood nor spirit flowed in their dried bodies, and so they also perished for their failure. Now this was the most spectacular of the devastation. Monstrous knives and jaguars descended upon the wood people, and when they retreated to their houses, even their own tools and dogs dashed upon them, scolded them for being abused and beaten daily. Powerful winds swept away the last of this wooden race. Only those who clung to the trees survived the cataclysm, and they became the monkeys whose descendants remained there among the branches. And here the question of a modern race will hang for the time being. Until then, the Popol Vuh takes a major turn to a series of grand episodes about making the world safe to inhabit. Join us for the next episode to meet prideful titans menacing the world and the clever twins who must defeat them.